Welcome to the Black Sea. Beautiful afternoon. It's November the 23rd. Very warm, sunny afternoon here in Ravda. It's a little village north of Burgas, not far from Nessebar and Sunny Beach, the famous resort. And it's in the mid-20s, so it's a proper Indian summer, very warm. And we're going to follow this coast along halfway to the old town of Nessebar. Way in the distance over there to the right, you can see those green patches of woodland. We're going to walk there. Lovely coast along here. And as you can, the sand has been raked up to protect it. So it keeps it clean. And they'll rake it back down again during the summer for the main season. And these beaches are normally covered in tourists in the summer, but in the autumn is a bit of a ghost town. And I'm now looking back towards the town of Pomorie and then Burgas way in the distance. Lots of these bunkers from the Second World War dotted all along the coast. And these were built when Bulgaria was allied to Germany and the Axis powers during the Second World War. And they would have been gun emplacements to protect the coast against any potential allied attacks or invasions, which never really came here. Of course, the German army came through here on their way into Greece. And you can see right across the bay there, beaches completely empty. It's a bit of a ghost town at this time of the year. But there are a lot of communities living here, Bulgarian communities, and also Russians and Ukrainians. A lot of historically have bought holiday homes here and live here side by side, regardless of all the contemporary political issues, living at peace with each other, which is wonderful. And lots of beautiful hotels, a very tranquil scene here, looking across the bay. Of course, in the summer, the swimming pool would be surrounded by sunbathers and children playing. Some palm trees there, makes it rather exotic. And these hotels and restaurants. This would be full of happy diners, eating seafood, drinking wine, enjoying each other's company, but completely empty. And all the way along the coast, the sand is raked up like that to keep it clean, protect the coast a bit, and stop it from getting dirty. But people are still swimming at this time of the year. I did see a few bathers. Another hotel and its seafront restaurant empty. So everything closes down completely. Of course, during the summer, it's a great generator of revenue for the local economy and provides lots of jobs for local communities alike. And to my left here on this wall, somebody has very painstakingly and beautifully created wall art of various cities in Ukraine. As I said, there's a lot of Ukrainian communities living here and Russian communities. And someone's drawn depictions of the cities. That's Lviv there, and I presume that's the coat of arms of Lviv, the city in the west of Ukraine. Very beautiful. There's a bit of an aqua park there in that hotel, but we're going to turn right down here, down these steps, taking it easy. They're quite steep. Lots of leaves, autumn leaves. And there's some wonderful hidden paths and little adventures to be had in Bulgaria here on these coastal paths. You can walk all the way around to Old Nessebar, which we're doing today, the first section. Be a little bit careful here because it's metal at the bottom and it's a little bit rusty down below on these rungs. You can see the sand piled up there. Look at that rust there. So be a little bit careful. As we come down to the wooden boardwalk to where the sand's been scooped up, quick peek over there. That's just a changing hut for swimmers during the summer. And then you can just see on the right there those Italian cedars and woods are where we're heading today for this walk. But a 5-kilometer walk from Ravda to the first section. It's a little decorated wooden circle here with all the things like beach, kiss, love, beer, life. Wonderful. Then we'll continue along this sandy beach, which in the summer would be packed with sunbathers. Very busy it gets along here, all the way up to Sunny Beach, which is a very, very popular destination for holidaymakers all over Europe. We'll cross across this little beach here, and it's great for fishing, but also brilliant for beachcombing and for children to find little treasures, shells and feathers and lots of wonders from the sea. We'll come around here, get lots of fishermen here sometimes, and sometimes we swim here, even in late November. You can just go in and have a quick dip. Maybe a little bit of a gasp, but it's so warm at the moment, so it's lovely. In late November, 23 degrees Celsius, and that's very nice for this part of Europe. Now we're going to come up this little concrete jetty into another beach. So all these little hidden gems, if you drive along the highway you wouldn't see any of this, so you really need to walk it to see it and get a feel for it. There's our destination over there amongst those Italian cedars. Lovely hotel here, and then the skeleton of or the frame of a Coast Guard's lookout there. They take everything down to protect it during the winter. So we'll cross this beach, and now by this wall you can see a little hidden flight of stairs going up under this weeping willow, hidden away. So we're going to go up here, taking it easy because it is a little bit uneven underfoot, I have to say. But you do get, I've seen interesting wildlife here, birds and little mammals sometimes. This beautiful dappled light coming through these bushes. It's really beautiful. And then we turn right here on this path, this dirt path. It's quite dry. The Black Sea to my left, and then to my right is the Black Sea, and to my left is a camping area and chalets amongst the trees. It's a little bit of a sort of a wild area before you get to the main town of Nessebar. And there's new Nessebar and old Nessebar, which you'll see in the next video. And we come down this path through the trees, looking back now to where we came from, Ravda, a few kilometers away. Then Pomorie, in line with that Italian cedar, and then way in the distance between those two trees is the city of Burgas, where we came from early in the morning. And that little hut down there is a hermit's hut. That little hut down below, there's a lovely old gentleman who lives in there, lives a very modest life, no electricity, no comforts. He's very happy, very friendly. And those are the posh chalets where you can stay. And then we walk towards these beautiful Italian cedars. I just absolutely love Italian cedars. Something very exotic about it. Looking across the Black Sea, so way in the distance over there you can just see the hills of the Strangia. And if you continue down, you would eventually get to Istanbul in Turkey. It's a wonderful part of the world, this, because it's this position. You've got Greece very nearby, Turkey, Romania to the north. And of course, if you were to cross way over east, you eventually reach Russia. Little jetty there, harbour, where people go fishing. Pomorie, that peninsula, and then Burgas in the distance. It's a beautiful day for a hike from Ravda towards Nessebar. So testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3.